Hey guys, welcome back. I am very excited for this. So last time we met the Riddler, beat the crap out of him, but he said that I need to finish or to like solve his puzzle.
But nothing obviously dangerous. The Bat computer will be able to analyze further.
And this is what I have to be able to figure out, the puzzle box. So Amanda Waller came in at the end of the last episode.
Your days are numbered, bat freak. We'll see each other
this
again.
Yeah, whatever.
Keep one eye in the sky, jerk-offs. Heavens are gonna fall on your goddamn heads.
Tell me all about it down at the precinct.
Is that Montoya?
The Riddler's
I hope so. I
right
love
hand in
Montoya.
custody. Not a bad result, all told. Riddler used to leave clues at all his crime scenes.
Oh, used to, so it doesn't
Always
anymore.
thought he was smarter than the people trying to catch him. Thought we could use help dragging him down. He got a sick pleasure out of taunting us.
That's because he hadn't met me.
That's
for
right.
damn sure.
Ha.
You don't know how glad I am you're here, working with the police. Riddler's heyday was a dark time in Gotham. And what we just saw, he hasn't mellowed with age.
Different end
Jeez,
is
pour
on the
that
right
guy's
away.
throat out.
Commissioner Gordon.
Brace yourselves.
So,
Just so you know, this woman has a lot of juice with the governor. Rub her the
she has
wrong
a lot of
way,
juice with
I
everybody.
could end up on foot patrol till I retire.
My people are trained for situations like this, Gordon. We'd have Riddler in custody if you'd only picked up the phone. So, you're the legendary Batman. I've heard a great deal about you. So much so, I don't know if I should believe the hype.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare at her. Whatever you say, woman.
This is Amanda Waller,
God, she takes it.
director of the agency.
Ooh, it's
What are
the
the feds
agency.
doing
That's
here?
different.
Riddler's their case. The GCPD has been asked to open our doors to them. Give them whatever they need.
We've been tracking that maniac for some time. No one knows more about him than we do. World-class criminals like Riddler. They're kind of our specialty.
If you were tracking him, why
Yeah,
didn't you
no
tell us
joke.
he was coming?
We get a lot of unverified reports. I wanted to be sure.
Now we know.
Yeah, because of
Riddler
your
used to be a player in Gotham
lack of
back when Thomas
communication,
Wayne and
somebody's
Falcone ran the city. He disappeared so suddenly and for so long, everyone thought he was dead. Everyone was wrong.
Wonder why he's
Riddler's
back.
back, and if these theatrics are anything to go by, he wants the whole city to know. My people tell me you did some good work handling him, Batman. You and me? I bet we'd make a damn fine team. I heard how you dealt with Lady Arkham. Not to mention that filth, Oswald Cobblepot. We could do great things together if we joined forces.
I work with Gordon.
I work with Gordon. No one else.
I appreciate loyalty, but that there, that's the issue. The only real problem with your setup is who you're working with.
You got a
Local
problem
law
with Jim?
enforcement clearly can't cut
I
it.
got a local crime rate says otherwise. Ms. Waller,
Please, Commissioner. Tear gas. In a hostage situation, we got an
Yes.
ambulance full of civilians with their eyes swollen shut. Not to mention you let Riddler slip through your fingers.
Yeah, but they don't have
You
lead
GCPD
poisoning.
cowboys
I eat bullets.
clearly don't know what you're doing.
you're putting all this on me?
You're the commanding officer, aren't you?
You can't put this on Jim. I called for a distraction.
Then maybe you're not as impressive as I thought.
Oh
I'm here
no,
to
their
prevent this
eyes hurt.
incompetence in
When?
the
They're gonna be alive though.
I gotta get a security detail on Maury while he's in the hospital. Agent Avesta will fill you in on what we know so far, as a token of interdepartmental cooperation.
I don't trust her.
The nerve on her.
I don't trust anybody
Don't
after
tell
the
these
last
people a thing,
season.
especially about that puzzle. This
Got
is
it.
our town. We're the ones that'll catch Riddler.
That's right.
Ooh, I thought you was gonna bite your head off for a second.
I'd like to see her
She can
try.
try. Yeah.
Special Agent Imana Vesta, Field Intelligence Specialist on the Riddler case. And my partner, Agent Blake.
How do you do?
I put together this psychological profile of Riddler. You'll see when you read it. He's changed.
Okay.
For your eyes only, if you catch my drift. The target of the casino attack, Rumi Mori. Any idea what Riddler wanted with him? We figure it has something to do with why he's back in Gotham.
Yeah, they had some
I
kind
heard
of
them
deal.
talking about some kind of deal.
Any idea what?
No, but it'd be safe to say they didn't come to terms.
Thanks. That's a help.
I think it said that
I'm Gotham
Riddler
born
was
and
in
raised,
Santa
you know.
Monica.
My dad ran a store in the shadow of City Stadium. I just wanted to say it's a real honor to meet you. I do have something I want to ask, though. The criminally insane. You're drawn to them, aren't you? There's something
the
in
way
you
around.
that pulls you towards the danger. The chaos, the energy. You can't keep away, can you?
You can't go 2 city blocks in Gotham without tripping over criminal scum.
Yeah,
Most people just get up and run away.
I'm not
I'm not most people. I saw that coming.
I think I know you a little better now.
I am Batman deep down inside, just so you guys know. Like, Batman is
I'll
my
be in
spirit animal.
touch. Agent,
Batman, before you go, Gotham's your city. I respect that.
I'm going to talk about
But you
Waller
should know
when
I
I
don't
get a
have
chance.
to play nice. I'm letting you hunt the Riddler for now. You better share everything you find. Or
Or
this courtesy
what?
call is gonna become something you really won't like. You get me? There's a lot of ways this could go.
Yeah, bye. Whatever you're saying. Oh, so good. The Enigma. Okay, so Amanda Waller has led a lot of different organizations. She is the epitome of lawful neutral. She wants to make our country a safe and better place, and she's willing to kill as many people as it takes to make that happen. That's genuinely her role. The needs of the many overwhelm the needs of the few, and so she's in charge of like the Suicide Squad. She's in charge of an organization called Checkmate. She's in charge of the agency here, whatever the agency is, and whether it's the CIA or what. I think it's just the fill in the blank government agency, but she is hardcore. To me, she's always been. If
What an
Bruce Wayne
eventful evening.
did not decide to become Batman,
I've
actually decided to go
taken
into
the liberty
government,
of preparing some
that would be Amanda
refreshments.
Waller.
Thanks, Al. I need to focus. Maybe music will help.
Always helps me. Oh, jazz
Need
for sure.
something cool.
I love me some jazz, brother.
The computer is finished scanning the Riddler's puzzle box. It's ready when you are.
Let's get to work.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. I can move now. So, looks like this is a lot of stuff from the previous episode. Catwoman's our love interest.
She'll turn up again. I'm looking
Let's
forward
hope
to it.
Yeah, Selina Kyle came to Gotham to perform a number of robberies for the children of Arkham, though she eventually helped me stop them. She left Gotham during Lady Arkham's final assault in the city, and I don't know whether she'll ever return. Despite our differences, I enjoyed sparring with her. So she was sort of dating Harvey Dent. Now, Selina, I definitely had a lot of sparks going on, but Harvey Dent was my friend, and I'm like, look, I'm not going to do this to Harvey. And she wasn't too happy with that, but nothing actually happened in the last one. But now, hey, if she's single and I'm single and she shows up again, in the comics right now, Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle are engaged. That's a true story. Batman and Catwoman are engaged. Two-Face, Harvey Dent, corrupt mayor of Gotham. Harvey Dent was once a promising mayoral candidate and one of my closest friends. I supported his campaign and his vision for Gotham. After he was attacked by the children of Arkham, he became Two-Face, a violent and deeply paranoid criminal. During his brief stint as mayor, he used his authority to enforce martial law throughout the city. So, Harvey Dent grew up in like sort of a rough situation, and he sort of like buried all of his anger and rage and frustration, and it actually came to a point where he had this other personality, Batman the Animated Series, he called it Big Bad Harv. And I love that. Big Bad Harv. Where there was nice, smiley, you know, district attorney and wanting to be mayor Harvey Dent. There's also Big Bad Harv. And he's willing to fight and hurt and kill. Well, when Harvey was injured and half of his face, you know, half of his body was severely injured, he became Two-Face, and Big Bad Harv kind of took over. Now, the idea of justice and the idea of everything being fair really hit him, and that's what the coin is about. But other than that, Big Bad Harv is in control. Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot, revolutionary. Oswald Cobblepot was a terrorist, anarchist, and my oldest friend. Born in one of Gotham's most prestigious families, he lived abroad after his mother was committed to Arkham Asylum by my father. He returned to Gotham to join the Children of Arkham, seeking revenge on my family for destroying his. So in the last one, if you guys don't remember, it turned out that my dad was part of the Mafia, and anybody who kind of stood in their way, Dr. Thomas Wayne, he was a doctor, would be like, these people are insane. Like, they'll come in for the regular checkup, and he would inject them with drugs, and they would have a breakdown, and he'd be like, oh, insanity issues, and then he'd commit them to Arkham Asylum, and basically just shutting them away forever to get them out of the way. Well, that happened to Lady Cobblepot, and so Penguin lost all his money, lost everything because of my father. And so Cobblepot came back to Gotham specifically to overthrow Bruce Wayne and to work with Lady Arkham. But we got rid of him too. Lady Arkham. Vicky Vale was a well-known and respected reporter at Gotham Gazette, but she was born Vicky Arkham, a victim of my father's criminal activities. She created her alter ego Lady Arkham and her terrorist organization, the Children of Arkham, to destroy Gotham's elite. I defeated her, but I don't know if she's alive or dead. Her body was never found, of course. Vicky Vale, first of all, in the comics, is a reporter, and at one point was Batman's love interest, and is just like, was an ally for a while. But, so when they introduced her in the first one, I was like, oh, Vicky Vale, cool. And she turns out to be the main villain, and my mind was blown. And it was one of those things like Thomas Wayne being in the Mafia that just completely changes the main canon, like the real story, because actually Vicky Vale is a good person, but in the lore of Telltale Batman, she is Lady Arkham. That's just so cool. Alright, that's all of them in our memorabilia here. I'm sure I'll start creating more memorabilia as that goes on. What's over here? Because I want to look at that dossier. Just my suit. Take a look at
Lucius's latest model. Never ceases to impress.
One of my least favorite... So the Batman Begins movies were fantastic. They're great. I love them. But one of my least favorite things about them is that they created Lucius Fox as the designer of all of Batman's tech. In the comics, Batman designs his own tech. Bruce Wayne is a genius, and he designs everything and creates everything himself. He doesn't need Lucius Fox. Let me make that clear. Real Batman doesn't need Lucius Fox. Anyway, in this, everything's designed by Lucius Fox, and it drives me crazy, but anyway. Batsuit latest design. My suit always takes a lot of damage, but it still does what it's supposed to do, hide my identity, intimidate criminals, and keep me alive. Lucius gave me this upgraded model after my battle with Lady Arkham last year. The new suit has improved armaments, shielding, and scanning technology. Anchor, heavy grappling device. I can't be everywhere at once, but this design makes it easy to take care of business from across a room, whether that business is taking weapons away from criminals or stopping something heavy from falling on bystanders. Alright, so that's everything over here. Oh, it's my old
No one
Batsuit.
beats Lucius's handiwork.
Previous model. My suit always takes a lot of damage, but still does what it's supposed to do. Okay, yeah. Oh, This batsuit was damaged in fights against the Children of Arkham and Harvey Dent's paramilitary troops. Lucian has since given me an even better version of the suit. I hold on to this one to remind me to never let my guard down in battle. And that's just the anchor, okay. Okay, as much as I like jazz, it just doesn't feel right in the Batcave. So let's see if I can go put on some classical music. I cannot change it. Nope, can't change my mind. C'est la vie. Hey, Alfred.
No explosives detected, no radioactivity. Nothing dangerous at all so far.
Computer, run another scan. I want to be absolutely sure this thing is safe.
Also, I took the liberty of digging up everything I could find on the agency. There's plenty here. Know your enemy and all that.
Ooh, Alfred, you alright, man?
It comes and goes. Ever since the kidnapping and all the other business with Lady Arkham.
Alfred.
No, don't you worry about me.
He's got PTSD.
I should be fine. It was worse after my first tour of duty.
Your family, Alfred. We worry about family.
Thank you, Bruce. It'll pass. Working always helps.
Let's see what we got. Okay. So we have the Gotham feed, which will probably just be like news and things like that. Agency data, Riddler files, and Codex. Let's check a little bit of everything here. Codex. I will end the episode with Codex because it's getting to be about episode time as it is, I think. So let's come this way. Let's check the Gotham feed. Gotham Citizens support GCPD Batman partnership. So there are news articles in these. I'm not going to read through all of them. I mean, I am going to read through all of them just quickly with my eyes. I'm going to browse them. What I will do is I'm just going to scroll through them, and you guys can pause the video if you want to read them. If you don't want to read them, then it's going to go real quick for you. Alright. Okay. Oh, that's right. So people want to know about the agency as well. Ooh, Cobblepot is a model prisoner. Okay, so there you guys go. If you want to read those, feel free to. Let's check through these agency files.
The agency. The public face of a shadow committee of military leaders, intelligence experts, and government officials. Civil rights violations, domestic black sites, decentralized accountability.
This information, it's all before Waller took over the director position. Perhaps she's given them a new direction.
Maybe, but the agency's empowered to override local law enforcement with impunity.
Batman's got some competition in town. I wonder if we need be worried.
Well, things won't be easy with a bunch of spies nearby.
Yep, you always, whenever Waller's involved.
Too.
Maybe it wouldn't hurt to talk to Lucius about upgrades. Try and level the playing field.
I don't need Lucius. I could do it myself.
Yes. Riddler terrorized this city long before you were Batman.
Gotham's original costumed criminal.
Yes. To have him returned, it's unsettling. I remember when he was the scourge of the underworld.
I love this
Even
lore.
Carmine Falcone
cool
gave him a wide berth. He was presumed dead for so long. Why come back to Gotham?
Well, he seemed to have a prior relationship with Mori. Some kind of axe to grind. Let me upload the rest of this to the Codex. The agency realized Riddler was still alive when he orchestrated a prison break at Peñaduro.
My men here say you let yourself get caught, Mr. Riddler.
Just Riddler.
Why willingly turn yourself in?
Oh, Mr. Warden, to get everyone else out, of course. That wasn't obvious.
The man's deranged. If you ask me, he needs help.
I wonder if Bane will be a part of
He's
this.
clearly sick. The man is in urgent need of a doctor.
I know just the place for him. Plenty of room at Arkham Asylum.
Next to him, most of the inmates seem like a picture of health.
What was that?
You should see your face. Its confusion is delightful. I think I'll take it with me.
Wow.
I take everything back.
Okay, so let's talk about Santa Prisca for a second here, Peñaduro. It is a unnamed, obviously they never really specify where in the comics, but the idea of it is that it is a place where prisoners are thrown away so they never come back out. It's supposed to be in some Latin island country, Colombia, Puerto Rico, something like that. Again, they never really specify where it is. But the whole point of it is that it was created in the lore, in the comics, it was created because it held Bane. If you don't know who Bane is, he is the one who actually broke Batman's back, put Batman out of commission for a while, caused there to be a different Batman named Jean-Paul Valley for a while, and all of this began because of Bane. And Bane is the only person to ever have escaped Peñaduro. So with Riddler going to there, that means number one, they wanted to throw him away and for him to never come back out. And number two, they might be including Bane in this. There's strong evidence that Bane might be a part of this. It'd be very cool. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read through the codex here. I know that this, not much happened here, was mostly just exploring old stuff, but it's important to know where we're coming from to see where we're going in the future. So thank you guys for watching, for subscribing. If you don't want to hear about the codex, we'll see you guys next time. If you do want to hear about all of these characters, then stick around. Over the past year, my partnership with Jim has flourished. I finally won his trust, and Gotham City is a better place for it. Batman used to be hidden in the shadows, but Jim has helped me step into the light and find legitimacy. For that, I'm grateful. I think Jim is finally settling into his new role as police commissioner. It's been a difficult transition, and I don't think he'll ever be comfortable with the tragic way he received his promotion. But I trust he'll use his newfound authority to make this city a better place. Gotham is lucky to have him, and so am I. I couldn't ask for a better partner. I am a huge Jim Gordon apologist. Jim has just been such a noble, he is the epitome of lawful good. He works with Batman because he knows Batman exists, but his goal is to create a Gotham where we don't need Batman anymore. Jim wants there to not be a Batman, not because he dislikes Batman, because he just wants Gotham to be a better place. And he works for that. There are several times that Batman has almost crossed a line or had wanted to cross a line, and Jim Gordon put up his gun to Batman and said, "Stop or I will arrest you right now." If you look in like the Hush series, or if you look in the Hush and No Man's Land. No Man's Land is another one where Killing Joke. All of these things put Jim Gordon in a place where he would have every right to want somebody dead, but instead he said, book them. Let the law deal with them. I love Jim Gordon. Unflappable. That's the best word for Jim Gordon. Unflappable. Renee Montoya. Ooh, I love Montoya too. Things are looking up for Jim Gordon's favorite true blue cop, Renee Montoya. Renee Montoya was recently promoted detective after she was exonerated of the murder of Carmine Falcone. It was evidence I provided that proved she was under the influence of Lady Arkham's drug when she committed the crime. I admire Renee's dedication to law enforcement and fierce loyalty to Jim. It's evident that she lives for her work, often at the cost of her personal life. Sounds like a problem we both share. Renee Montoya is a detective. I mean, she is beat cop in the last one, but nowadays she's a detective that does outstanding work and is just another you know, unflappable, steadfast person. She works with her partner in the comics is not Harvey Dent, Harvey Bullock. And Harvey Bullock is the classic, like, fat donut-eating cop, but he's real good at his job. He's been on the force for 15 years, for 25 years, you know what I mean? I love Bullock, too. He's hilarious, but Bullock's also a little bit more willing to get his hands dirty. He's the one that's got a few criminal informants, one that makes some shady deals on the side, you know. He is not as unflappable as the others. In the comics right now, at least not right now, but for a while, Renee Montoya was the Question, actually a superhero, well, not superhero, but like detective type person, and for a while she also dated Batwoman. So her and Batwoman had a thing going on for a while. Not Cassandra Cain. I can't remember Batwoman's name. Anyway, Lucius Fox. There would be no Batman without Lucius Fox. In a sense, he's built me. From Batsuit to Batmobile, everything I am, everything I've become, I owe to him. A brilliant engineer and trusted confidant, Lucius is one of the few people I can depend on in this world. In addition to being Wayne Enterprises' technological leader, I've entrusted him to run a secret R&D wing where he designs and develops new bat tech. So, the movies and some of the games have given Lucius Fox this huge role as the person who builds bat tech. That's not who he is in the comics. Well, actually, it might be now under DC Rebirth. That's not who he was in the comics. In the comics, Lucius Fox is the person who runs Wayne Enterprises. Because Bruce Wayne is this, you know, a little bit clueless. He's got the best intentions, but he's not really a great businessman like his father was. You know, Bruce Wayne is a little bit more of like a funny playboy, but in truth, the reality of it is Bruce Wayne just wants to focus on being Batman. He trusts all of Wayne Tech and all of Wayne Enterprises to Lucius Fox. So Lucius runs Wayne Enterprises. He's the CEO of Wayne Enterprises in the comics. That way, Bruce Wayne does not have to look after him. Alfred Pennyworth. I am not my father's son. I am Alfred's. After my mother and father were murdered, he was the one who did the hard work raising me. It couldn't have been easy for him, making sure he instilled the right values and steered me away from the vices of my father. Steadfast, true, and compassionate, Alfred knows me better than anybody, certainly better than I know myself. He's my moral compass and my best friend. Last year, he was kidnapped by Lady Arkham. I'm still riddled with guilt over what happened. I just hope he can recover from the emotional trauma of the ordeal. All I want is for him to be healthy and happy again. So it looks like in the lore here, Alfred Pennyworth has some PTSD and is struggling after being kidnapped by Lady Arkham. In the comics, Alfred Pennyworth, his father was the Wayne's butler. Like, the Pennyworths have been serving the Waynes for generations. Alfred was raised, and he's like, why do we have to be servants? This is dumb. And so he kind of takes off, and he joins the British military. And he actually ends up being, like, the highest ranking, like, the Green Berets, the Navy SEALs, the MI6 of British military. And he faces some very difficult things. He sees a lot in his time with the military. And eventually he is honorably discharged. He ends his tenure, and he wants a calm life away from that war zone. And so his father's dying wish is that Alfred serves the Waynes the way that his father did. And so around this time, Bruce Wayne is born. And so now here's this child that he can help take care of and he can help grow and raise. It's for all of the horror he has seen in his life. Now here is innocence, pure innocence in front of him. And Alfred kind of became the surrogate father to Bruce Wayne. And in this, actually the only father to Bruce Wayne, because Thomas was a douche canoe. So Alfred has raised Bruce Wayne and is unflappably devoted. I've said the word unflappable a lot. Incredibly devoted, but also is very capable on his own. Imana Vesta. It was Special Agent Imana Vesta who handed me the psychological profile on Riddler. I don't know much about her other than that she's a Gotham native and seems to have the confidence of Amanda Waller. She's also a huge fan of Batman, which is somewhat relieving. Maybe I can use that to my advantage in further dealings with the agency. As far as I know, she's not in the comics, so this is what we know about Iman. Amanda Waller. Gosh, I love Waller. Got my first glimpse at Amanda Waller outside the casino after Riddler's grisly attack on Rumi Mori. A former congressional aide and political science PhD, Waller's irrepressible ambition has shot her straight to the top of the government's top covert law enforcement organization, the agency. She's recently been promoted to regional director with a jurisdiction that spans the entire northeastern United States, including Gotham City. Gordon doesn't like her, that much is clear. Understandable. She's a force of nature who's threatening his turf. I just wish I knew more about her intentions toward Gotham. She seems like she could be a powerful friend and even more powerful enemy. Yes. All of those things are true. This kind of describes her fairly well. What's the phrase that they used? Force of nature. She is absolutely a force of nature. Don't get in her way. That's right, guys. Don't get Amanda Waller's way. In fact, in the Bruce Timm universe, the animated universe, Amanda Waller and Batman respect and get along with each other because they understand each other. Kind of that deep-seated need to do what needs to be done, and sometimes you got to break a few bones to make that happen. Waller will kill people, Batman will not, but they understand each other. They do. Ferdinand Blake, Special Agent Blake, Avesta's terse partner. I met him as Batman after Riddler's attack on the casino. Not much to say about him at the moment. Agreed. Again, as far as I know, not in the comics. The Riddler. The Riddler was an old name in Gotham, one we thought was gone for good. He was dangerous, he was dangerous enough that even Carmine Falcone, Mayor Hill, and my father left him alone. An international terrorist wanted by Interpol and hunted by the agency. The Riddler's modus operandi is to torture and kill his marks by forcing him to solve his machine riddles. According to the agency's profile on him, Riddler's got a genius-level IQ and exhibits signs of narcissistic and obsessive-compulsive personality disorders. He's cruel, calculating, and merciless, and I will bring him down. So, in the comics, he's never been much of a murderer. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty, like, oh, all that thuggish fighting and everything. Gosh, no, that's for plebes. That's for the lesser people. No, I'm going to use my brain. In this, there are some psychopathy going on with his genius-level IQ and his narcissism and obsessive compulsive personality. He'll murder and he'll kill and he'll peel a man's face off. Apparently, very Joker-esque of him. But at the end of the day, the bottom line of Riddler in the comics and this is that both of them have this megalomania that says that they are smarter than everybody else. So they might as well leave clues, because it's not like anybody's going to solve the puzzles that he can make for them. Rumi Mori. There are two sides to Rumi Mori, the face he shows in public and the person he really is. That's weird. That's really weird, bad grammar there. It's got to be a typo. The face he shows to the public and the person he really is. The person he keeps in the shadows, hidden from the prying eyes of polite society. Mori wants everyone to believe he's a model citizen. He paints his public persona with philanthropy and a seemingly legitimate business empire. But take a closer look behind the mask and you'll catch a glimpse of the real Rumi Mori, a war profiteer and murderer. He made his fortune running guns during the Arab Spring, and soon after diversified into high-tech weaponry. Of course, Mori's illicit activities have never been proven in the court of law. Riddler had some bone to pick with Mori. Perhaps that's why he targeted him at the Virago. It's not surprising a man like that would have enemies. I wonder how he made one of the Riddler. Another guy who, not in the comics, so we know this about him. The Agency. One of the nation's most clandestine national security organizations, the agency operates in the darkest shadows of the criminal justice system. Not much is known about their day-to-day operations, but what little information I can dig up about them is that the agency's influence is awe-inspiring, stretching across international borders and reaching the highest echelons of political power. That sounds like something Amanda Waller would be in charge of. It really does. Thomas Wayne. My father and possibly the worst criminal the city has ever known, Thomas Wayne. That's so different than the comics. I once thought he was a hero, a man who died trying to protect my mother and I from the bullet of a common crook. I was wrong. I found out the truth about my father not long ago. He wasn't the philanthropic doctor he pretended to be. He was a monster who amassed our family's wealth by drugging and gaslighting Gotham's wealthiest families and robbing them of their fortunes. He devastated lives and destroyed minds. To rob someone of their sanity is one of the worst things you can do to a person. I would know. Lady Arkham robbed me of mine as recompense for my father's sins. I hope that debt is paid. I want nothing more than to leave his dark legacy in the past. In the comics, Thomas Wayne was just a good man and a philanthropic man and just wanted to help out everybody. Same thing with Martha Wayne. But in the comics, or not the comics, in the Telltale lore, he's a monster. Martha Wayne. My mother the mystery. I witnessed her and my father's assassination when I was just a child. So my memories of her are few and far between, but I cherish each one. It's unclear what she knew or how involved she was with my father's crimes, but there's a part of me who wants to believe the best about her. Maybe she was left in the dark. Maybe she tried to stop him. I just don't know. I need to believe that there's a part of me that is good, and that part is my mother. Not in the comics, in a book called Batman. Dang it, I don't remember the book. But it's a book in which Batman is actually fighting sex trafficking. Really good book. Decently written and definitely outdated when it talks about tech. But it's a pretty good book. But the whole point of it is that Bruce finds out that his mother was also secretly battling sex trafficking, and that she had like this huge ledger of things she was trying to do and money, like, because she technically was a stay-at-home mom, quote unquote, and she wanted to do something else, and she actually became this really powerful force for good in that area. So yeah. Gotham City, population 10.5 million. Gotham City is more than my hometown, it's my passion project. When I look out into that skyline, I don't see a city. I see a living, breathing organism that keeps evolving, adapting to new threats. I must adapt with it. The criminals this place attracts are no different. There was a time when all you had to worry about was wise guys and street thugs, but crime too has evolved. The crime rate might be down, but the villains are becoming more and more bizarre, more terrifying. Sometimes I think crime is a virus that keeps mutating to more virulent strains as the city is sick with it. I'll let Batman be the cure. Arkham Asylum. Gotham City only maximum security psychiatric hospital. I was committed here for a couple of days after I was drugged by Lady Arkham and was incited to attack Oswald Cobblepot, so this place doesn't exactly hold the best memories for me. Staying in this place was a nightmare. The building was falling apart, the patients were violent and unhinged. This place is a tomb and it deserves to be forgotten about and buried. So Gotham City is kind of like the Manhattan-esque area where it could be a good place. It's a place of rich people. It's got a lot of notoriety. It's a good place to visit, but at the same time, it's thick with crime. And kind of the stain on the stain is Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum is a place where the criminally insane go, but over and over again, there's just these horror stories about what goes on in there. Jeremiah Arkham is the current runner of Arkham Asylum, and he has worked very hard to make this place a bit more like reputable. At least this is the comics, of course, in the comics. But of course, with people like the Joker and Two-Face and whomever else going through there, it's tough to keep that place reputable. Wayne Enterprises, established 1870. Multinational corporation founded by my ancestors, covering all manner of technology, manufacturing, and finance. I inherited a majority stake from my parents and have recently become more involved in its day-to-day operations. So far, so good. Stocks are up, and Wayne Enterprises' R&D department is developing some pretty exciting new technologies. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Crime Alley. Park Row, Gotham City. The squalid downtown alley where my parents were assassinated. The street across from the Monarch Theater is the place my childhood ended and the rest of my life began, violently. I installed the plaque there to honor my parents before I knew the truth of my father's criminality. So Crime Alley is where Batman was created, basically. Gotham Police City Department HQ. The GCPD is Gotham's first line of defense against criminals both mundane and bizarre. When mobster Carmine Falcone was in power, he kept at least half of the force in his pocket, but not all of them. James Gordon was one of the few he couldn't corrupt. Since Falcone and Mayor Hill were taken down, Gordon has worked to clean up the corruption in the department. Crime rates have fallen dramatically since Gordon took over as police commissioner. Partnering with Wayne Enterprises has given the GCPD access to better equipment and support, helping the force rebuild after last year's attacks. The children of Arkham and former Mayor Harvey Dent targeted Gotham's finest last year. With our help, the force is back to where it should be. Since the children used Wayne tech to infiltrate the GCPD, it's the least we could do. So, yeah, Gotham City has had a corrupt police department for a while, but James Gordon being the commissioner has really helped iron out the wrinkles in there. Alright guys, that's been a lot of lore, a lot of me talking, but like I said, I'm a huge Batman fan, and I could go on forever about all of this stuff, but we're going to call this an episode here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.